What's going on? What's going on? Holy cow. Got a little leg? No leg? Good leg. What's up, everybody? Roger French was the first one today. Congratulations, Roger. Who's a surprising, third join comment? Peppy even. What? Joe Swick. Harrigan. Harrigan, are you still stranded in the great Midwest? Ryan West, Michael Holland, Todd Crapper, Aaron, good morning. Good. Turning out on this fine start of a holiday weekend in the U.S. Wayne. I think I'm gonna. I've got vanilla Coke Zero. I don't know. You shouldn't drink any of this crap, and it's out of a can. Anybody get poo-pooed on cans? Like, drinking out of a can is not the same as drinking out of a bottle. Any beer snobs that are like that? Cans just aren't the same, or they're better? I don't know. Nope, back at home. 4 hours late, but I'll take it. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm 4 hours late, but I'm in my own bed. Better living through chemistry. Oof. Yeah, right. And I should probably heed that quite a bit. What's all this well-wishing in the morning? Can't we all just acknowledge none of us died on our sleep and move on? Yeah, we could do that. We could do that for sure. Certainly. Todd's a big picture guy. Interesting how Coke makes their cans look like beer. That's a focus group I'd like to be a part of. Yeah. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Yeah. Strategicon, what's up, Orcus Dorcas? Hanging for a bit before heading back down. Back down. You've already been down there today? Strategicon! If you have a big home, you can do both, for sure. All right. Anybody any good games planned this weekend, this extended weekend? Or do you take the extended weekend and just relax? I'm probably the latter. Ty, you're home in bed. Yeah? Ty, I could just picture Ty just like... grabbing the phone. No big plans? No big RPG plans? Any plans? Todd says going to be running the very first playtest session for Kill Shot Syndicate. Look forward to it, especially with these players. Aaron, Twilight 2000, you suck, sir. Just want to say that. You suck. Because I want to play Twilight 2000. Just saying. Michael, I'm doing the virtual. You're doing virtual PaizoCon. Interesting. Interspersed with time with the family. Going to be lots of P2, PF2E. Yeah. It's interesting they hold it on Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'd probably get people to stay for a full Sunday if it was on site, right? Workers Dorcas running Dying Earth at the con. Ran a great game of Dragon Bane yesterday. Sweet. Who says go Aaron? 2 Twilight 2000 fans. Who's is a closet Free League fan? Don't let him fool you, folks. He leans on that Harn World, Harn Master pretty hard, but he's Free League. Ty, iPad on the nightstand next to my bed. Booyah, buddy. Film glory. Morning. Going to be setting up the 5th adventure phase for my One Ring group tonight. Who says I'm out of the closet, bro? Welcome, Hoos. Hoos is vying for chairman of the Free League Shill Club. Get in line, buddy. Ty Prunty board games and 2 ICRPG games. And then D&D, Ty? I think Ty's playing 5th edition probably all day. Is that after those ICRPG games? William Thorpe getting a full house today. Good morning. The question du jour has not been posed. None of you have missed anything yet, so welcome. Grab your seats. Grab a drink of your choosing, be it tea, coffee, water, or some other concoction. Yeah, I don't have any gaming planned. And as I was alluding to with Roger when he first popped in to the chat, is he asked me how my weekend was going so far, which is kind of early. But I have to say it's going to be a peaceful one. And I say peaceful one as in there's no list of Sean shit to do, which is always good. I have one thing to do that I didn't complete last week because I didn't have the right tool. So, Sean, you're a tool. Shut up. Ty, no D&D. I burned those books 3 years ago. Ty, I think you're a closet D&D lover. I think you are. I think that there is an underlying yearning for D&D in your soul. I know that you're fighting it, and you have to keep reiterating it just to keep it down. It's just I don't know, man. Living Ritual, good morning. Wayne says, played DCC and Capers yesterday at MomoCon. Not to be confused with MooMooCon, where everybody dresses up in muumuus. Orcus Dorcas, 5th edition all day. So 1 combat encounter. Hey-o! Orcus Dorcas will be at Strategicon, folks. He's on tour there. Tip your wait staff. Ty says, yes, I burn them. You have a burning feeling for them. Burning, yearning feeling for them. That's what you're saying. Ty, the D&D fan. Ty is trying to use reverse psychology on everybody, saying that D&D is no good, so that people say, I must probably play this D&D game that he's talking about. Capers, have it? Cards? All right, here's the question du jour. You guys ready? The question du jour. Favorite tabletop gaming RPG supplement. Favorite tabletop RPG gaming supplement. And when I say supplement, it's not like maybe a dice or anything. I don't really consider that a supplement. Something that's been published that you use that is outside of the core books of your favorite game, which I'm guessing might not be your favorite game. Maybe it's just you really, really like that book, that supplement. Supplement. Favorite? What is your favorite tabletop role-playing game supplement? Ryan West first to chime in. Booyah, bam. Booyah, Grandpa. Pirates and Privateers for West End Game Star Wars. Very nice. Good to see you, Ryan. Roger French, UNE, Universal NPC Emulator. What? Oh, interesting. Must check that out. Todd Crapper, that gets tricky when you mostly play indie RPGs. Yes, it does, Todd. It's rare for them to end up making supplements. Yeah. Maybe that's an untapped market. Wayne says Perilous Wilds for Dungeon World. Well, there's a supplement for an indie game if I haven't seen one before, Todd. Gabe Dibbing, Tome of Adventure Design. Bam, bing, boom. Harrigan, new version coming, right, Wayne? Oh, he's talking to Wayne. Oh, I guess I don't have to read every single comment, Sean. Tome Adventure Design, yeah. That thing is a beast. Like, you almost have to know how to use that thing pretty well. Otherwise, there's a lot of tables. You know what they should have done in that book? I don't know if they did. I have it, and I have the new one. I had the old one, sold it, have the new one. I think it would have been nice if they would have done some workflows in there, like a chapter on workflows. Hey, want to create a town? Here's the flow chart. Like, go to this page, go to this page, go to this table. Want to create some interesting treasures? Go to this table, this page. I don't know. That's just me. I'm always thinking. I'm a thinker. I'm like Michael Keaton's character in Night Shift. Anybody remember Night Shift, the movie? What's the character's name? Co-starred with Henry Winkler, right? Carried around a tape recorder. Tome of Adventure Design, laid out workflows. Click. Michael Holland, the knuckle duster, Cowtown creator by Forrest Harris. I use this book with every Wild West or Weird West game I run. With almost no prep, I can bring a Western town to life. Sweet. Todd Crapper, but I'd have to go with Bar Sav boxed set for Earth Dawn First Edition. That mofo is a giant character handout with a 128-page book written entirely in character. Whoa. There's a lot of tables is a recommendation in my humble opinion. Indeed. Todd Crapper, warning, 1980s flashback ahead. Use nostalgia with caution. Caution in the wind, sir. 80s greatest decade ever. Said not this guy. Although I just did. Ty, the printed index cards picture of monsters from ICRPG. It is something to show online or at the table. Very nice, Ty. Orcus Dorcas. Oh, Mass of Nyarlathotep Companion. Absolute labor of love. Such a fantastic supplement and is still relevant with the newest edition. I don't know if I have that, and I think I should. Did it come with... I don't think it came with masks, did it? Did they update it for the newest rendition of masks? I probably should have got that before I started running it. Who has not chimed in? Todd Crapper, Caution to the Wind is a French film about a young couple who discover they like to fart in each other's faces. Anyone else seen this? No, just me? Oh, well. I think Todd Crapper just typed that in there so that I could read it on stream and make me look like a fool. Bill, he did. Oh, you did. Oh, you Googled it, Ryan. Michael Keaton character, Bill Blazkowski. Yeah. If you haven't watched Night Shift, man, I think it was Michael Keaton's... Was it his first movie? Oh, I don't remember. Maybe not. Ty says, would Microscope be considered a supplement? Well, that's a tricky one because some people would tell you it's a game. I think you could use it as a supplement to another game. So that's kind of a tricky one. I think that's the gray area. And, this word just in from the judges. They will accept Microscope as a supplement. William says, still thinking. Do-dee do-do-do-do-do. Do 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 boom boom. Orcus Dorcas is a Kickstarter, I believe. You won't find it unless you have $500. What? And it's out of print. Can you find the PDF? Probably not, I'm guessing. Chris S. Hello, good morning, sir. I don't have an answer for this. What? I just use YouTube and podcasts to get information and ideas for games these days. Oh. Okay. Aaron says, not saying it's the best, but Aurora's Whole Realms catalog was fun flavor. Still have mine and leaf through it from time to time. Very nice. Very nice. My favorite RPG supplement. Tome of Adventure Design, I gotta say I haven't used it. So how favorite could it be for me? What do I use? Uh, that is a tough one. Well, we'll look at the games that I play. They're pretty limited, honestly. I've got Forbidden Lands, a ton of Free League stuff, most of which I haven't played. Delta Green. Let's see. Obviously the D&Ds. Favorite supplement. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to say one that I'm starting to appreciate. This is not down. I have the other one. The other one's upstairs. Where did I bring it down? That is a good question. Oh, it's in the bathroom. That's why. I'm starting to kind of like these actually. This is Modifius's Player's Guide for Star Trek. Now, some of you are like, "Damn, Sean, he's starting to dive out into Star Trek now. Is there a shift in the universe?" And I started paging through the Game Master's Guide. So here's the thing with this one, not to go off on a tangent, but I mean, come on, you guys signed up for this. Which I did not know, thanks to some of the guys on our Discord that were like, hey, especially Harrigan actually pointed this out. So there's a maroon version of this, and then there's this gray version. This is the Player's Guide, and then the burgundy maroon one is the GM's Guide. But I don't think there's any rules in here. Am I right, guys? Like, I haven't read the whole thing. Well, there is some quick builds. What's on the menu? Quick build. But I say this as a supplement because these, you don't buy this. You need the core game. So this is a supplement for sure. And the GM guide is like, here are all the aspects of Star Trek, and things to consider when running a game. And I'm like very, very much in the beginning pages of the GM's guide, which it's kind of saying like, what's Star Trek? Here are episodes to check out in the different series that kind of outlines a good Star Trek RPG experience. And then it has star dates that are in there, talks a little bit about the eras and the world. It's a pretty interesting supplement, I have to say. Obviously very Star Trek heavy, but for that particular world, and I say this because if you have a Star Trek fan, they may actually like these books, and they may not even be a role-playing gamer, which I think is pretty interesting. So I would go with that right now, for sure. Like, I guess, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just do that, I think. Yeah, it's the one I'm reading now, right? So I'm kind of like, I get William's hesitation to like spit something out there because this is not an easy question for me personally. So I throw it out to you guys. Who says, am struggling to think of one, have too many, but too many don't use. Yeah. Well, what about the like Harn World? Who's like, is it, I wouldn't consider that like core. Harn World, like, is that different from Harn Master? Right? I don't know, just throwing out a suggestion. I know you're a Harn guy. Orcus Dorcas says, you can if you search the right places or ask someone who does a podcast and YouTube channel, wink, wink. Ah. Yeah, who would that be? Orcus Dorcas and the Titter Pigs. Go and check out his Orcus Dorcas's YouTube channel. Or his podcast. Todd Grapper, does a drug-induced hallucination count as a supplement? No, wait. That's from me taking a supplement. Never mind. Come on, Todd. It's all the sentence construction or context. Diet Coke, your supplement, troublesome cat? Yeah, something like that. No troublesome cat. Shh, be quiet. Huggy will be down here in no time. I don't have an answer either. I own loads, used almost none of them, none consistently. I know, that's the trick, right? For sure. The struggle is real. The one that I use the most is Kobold's Guide to World Building. Ah, there you go. For Hoos. Santiago Calvo, good morning. Good to see ya. Welcome. Harrigan, Trilemma Adventures, but not really. That's a good one. Highly suggest. I think I have that in print. I'm trying to think if it's over on the shelf. It's a good one to check for sure, especially if you're running like OSR type games, maybe. Although it's kind of system agnostic, I think you probably mentioned that. Some additional rule stuff, but it's, oh yeah, oops, I'm going on a sequence here. Chris says, I guess I reread Play Unsafe every couple years. Well, sure, that's something. Living Ritual, I wouldn't know how to answer. I guess I don't really have favorites of anything. But as supplements go, I really enjoy having as many random tables, oracles, for generating things and ideas. Living Ritual, do you have the Tome of Adventure Design? Orcus Dorcas says, second place spot for the little DCC reference book. Oh, for sure. That's gold if you're playing DCC. It's an absolute must and have and saves a ton of bookmarking and page flipping time for sure. Harrigan says some additional rule stuff in regards to the Star Trek books I was referencing, but it's how to be a better ST player. Yeah. Yep. And a better STGM. Ryan West 3.5 Forgotten Realms book is wonderfully done. I probably will never sell that book. There you go. Digest, proper sized books. Who's Carl? Harn World is lore and setting. Well, it's a supplement then, right? There you go. Chris says, I have a feeling improv for gamers is going to be this answer for me in a year, but I just picked it up 2 weeks ago. Love the book and exercises within it. Yeah, I'm interested to see that. I heard, did Craig, Third Floor Wars, talk up to the author of that one? I think he did. As a matter of fact, I know he did, now that I remember. William Thorpe. It's hard to remember what all is in each of the supplements I have. I have to go with FFG Dawn of Rebellion. Found GM section insightful for me. Oh, it's interesting. I'll have to check that out. A book I probably haven't read that sounds like it's probably got some value. Like, if you have FFG Star Wars and you have anything besides the core books, everything's a supplement. Like, how many supplements does that game have? Like, it's pretty out of control. Interesting. Dawn of Rebellion. Yeah. I have that one up for sale. Because here's the thing with Star Wars. And I go into an FF. It never fails. I go into a FLGS. I'll go into Noble Knight. And I'll go over to Misty Mountain Games or whatever. Go over. I'm like, oh, they got Star Wars. Cool. What ones? And I'll look and I'll go, oh, I wonder. Oh, I should buy this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't check. I don't check, and I go, oh, okay, I don't think I have this. Yeah, I'll pick this up. I pick it up, bring it home, and I already have it. I've done that with like 3 books. 3 books I've bought and didn't know I had. And it's always the Star Wars books. It got so bad that after the second time I did that, I took a picture of my Star Wars books, and I have it on my phone. So when I go into a friendly local game store, and I look at them, the last time, though, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I don't have this, and I never checked. And, of course, now it's on my eBay sell list. I could probably take it back and say, look, but it's been, more than a couple months. It just drives me absolutely bonkers. Like, what? Not again. Maddie Q, good morning. Maddie Q, question of the day is your favorite tabletop RPG supplement. What is it? I should do that as a sound. A chime. Bling, bling. Those are all good ones. How can they be bad, right? If you use them, or they're good, they're valuable, they've got some value to you, worth something for your game. Surprised not to hear like NPC book, NPC cards. I guess that's a supplement to some degree, right? Yeah. Oh, I have one. Shh, everybody. It's niche though. Only used for one specific game, Warlock. The supplement, Kingdom. Fabulous setting and sandbox for WFRP style gaming. Well, there you go. There you go. Matty Q supplement? I got to go with Into the Weird and Wild. Very well. William Thorpe says, I'm pretty sure that the stuff I found insightful is stuff that Chris has been using for years. It's just the first time I ran into it in print, and it just stuck with me this time. Very good. Kelly Ness, good morning. It's all right. Santiago says, Monsters Know What They're Doing is one of the books I use the most. I guess you could use it for other systems apart from 5e. Want to try Forbidden, probably Lands is what he's talking. That's a good book for sure. I gotta say, Keith does a really fantastic job. If you are a 5th edition D&D player, like Ty is, Ty probably has 3 of those copies, 3 copies of that book. It is a fantastic book. And, frankly, to Santiago's point, it's a good book for any game master that runs fantasy. Just to get the wheels turning. Because the way Keith does that book, it's very much again, it's very focused on 5th edition. So, consider all the 5th edition monsters and things of that nature. He doesn't go into a ton of mechanics necessarily, but he really does a really good job of trying to capture the different types of monsters and how they would act. And I think we've sometimes lose that. In other words, it's a bunch of goblins. It's a bunch of kobolds. Do they all fight to the death? Right? Maybe it's just me because I'm a crappy D&D dungeon master. Right? But it's always like, roll for initiative. Everybody fights. Oh, you're sure you're going to kill the last one? No, we're going to, subdue that one and ask them a bunch of questions and, where's the rest of your gang and blah, 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 blah. But Keith's book really, like for Eat the Bugbears, insert general D&D monsters and how they will act. So like kobolds are sneaky, tricky trapsters. How would a party encounter them? Why would that encounter with kobolds differ from an encounter with goblins? Other than what we already know. So that's a good one in Santiago. Chris says, I know what book is going to be on my shelf, and it's going to be Knave 2 for all the damn charts. Also, that tie blast was hilarious. If you use a different RPG as a reference for ideas for a game, is it now considered a supplement? Ooh. Ty, you that's 2 weeks in a row you've posed an interesting question, a dilemma. I would say, yeah. Yeah, if you've got a book, are you using a core book for a different game? Sure, I guess. It would supplement the other game, the major core rule book. Sure, I guess. Yeah. Oh, judges are waving. Yes, they're nodding. Yes. So there you go. Matty Q, we do get away from that. I like to think about morale a lot when I DM. Morale for sure. And then, like, what happens? Do they run away and you never find them? Or do they regroup and go to like a choke point? Like, what? It's very interesting. Very interesting. I bought it. I think I bought it and didn't really realize how kind of intensive 5th edition it was. But, I mean, he's got like 3 or 4 of them out. It's fantastic. I really recommend those. That's a good one. Thanks, Santiago. Slipped my mind. And I don't even own it in physical copy. That's probably why it slipped my mind. I got it in audio. Chris says, I mean, this is a stretch, but the Dresden Files novels have been my go-to supplement for any modern fantasy game. I reskin ideas from those novels constantly. All right. Tad Lackman. Good morning. Supplement books, eh? Yes, your favorite tabletop role-playing game supplement. Go, Tad. You have approximately 5 seconds to come up with it, or we're going to be visiting your house and demanding all your role-playing game books. Matty Q says, exactly. Nobody fights to the last man unless it's the last room and they're protecting the kids. Right, for sure. Like, how many are just, well, and frankly, how many just would run away anyway and not fight a bunch of big human, demi-human people? All right. I'm waiting for Tad. We're just waiting on you, Tad. Take your time, buddy. Just take your time. Everybody else has had something. So, just letting you know. Yeah. So, look at the shelf. Do whatever you need to. Get the boxes out of the closet. Start, flip it through. What's the favorite supplement? Mr. Leckman. I want to be like a teacher. Mr. Leckman, what is your favorite supplement? Thank you for being late. No, I'm just kidding. What's the exact question? Well, the exact question is, what's your favorite tabletop RPG supplement? Kelly. Chad says, ultraviolet grasslands? Wait a minute, sir. Isn't that a game? Is that a supplement? Can that be qualified? The judges they're shaking their head. No, I believe that's a game. Could you repeat the question, sir? Kelly Ness. Should I type it in the chat in caps? Kelly is trolling me. Thank you. Cheers. All right, Ted. As you come up with a legitimate answer, Adam Ness, what? What's Adam doing in there? He's lurking. I saw you in there. Downcrawl and Veins of the Earth. Oh, interesting. Oh, it is. Ultraviolet Grasslands is a setting? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't have it. I didn't have it. Matt Stark, holy cow. Bringing them all in. Holy but bonkers. Good to see you, Matt. Matt, I have followed Matt on Twitter for quite some time and probably even before that at Google+. Good to see you, Matt. Thanks for joining, man. So we start off, we're way in, but I start off with the warm-up question. Get the blood flowing. What's your favorite tabletop RPG supplement? Go. People, inquiring minds want to know. What is it? Please. What is your favorite tabletop RPG game supplement? No wrong answers. Kelly says, I don't use a lot of supplements, but I find the mission manual to Mecha Hack extremely good and useful. Then there you go. There you go. All right, let's get into some stuff, shall we? Thanks for everybody joining. That was a good turnout. Great. Oh, I should get it. So for everybody that is new, like Matt, I don't know if you've joined before, Matt. I stream every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time U.S. Start off with a warm-up question, interact with the chat, and see how everybody's doing. I get into some news and events and releases and Kickstarters of the week, if you will, from great websites like Geek Native, EN World, some of which you probably already know and are aware of. But nonetheless, nobody mentioned any of the GURPS books. Yeah, that's for sure. Lots of supplements there. Hey, before we get too far and everybody drops after like a little while, hey, give this thing a like or a not like. Please, please. Did not know that. I'm a morning person, so that's cool. Well then, hey Matt, there you go. We got folks out. Let's see, we've had Blake Ryan show up in Australia. I think is he the earliest? And then we've had Nubis over in Europe. And he's usually, I think, the latest day-wise. Although I will say some folks out in Washington State waking up at the crack of 6 a.m. is hardcore. All right. Let's see. Steam Forged Games and Kickstarter's partnership is potentially dangerous and potentially good. Andrew Girdwood from Geek Native has posted this. Now, I'm not in the know on this necessarily. So Steam Forged Games of Dark Souls, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Monster Hunter World board games have just signed their next 4 games to Kickstarter as an exclusive. So Kickstarter will be pleased as Steam Forged's latest projects have taken in more than £20 million. 20 pounds sterling, 20 million pounds sterling in pledges. So the reason I'm bringing this one up is because, let me just stop this thing, is as I don't know how many of these heavy hitter Kickstarters, crowdfunding campaigns go to Kickstarter and negotiate, right? You and I, if like say I'm going to go and put something out there like a zine or some supplement and I get, maybe a few hundred backers, very fortunate to that would be very fortunate. That's optimistic on my end. And maybe it funded with $1,000. Great. I would be blessed, right? But some of these folks, who's the Blake Ryan was here last week, and Blake has been keeping track a lot of these RPG Kickstarters that go over $1 million. I think I don't know what his threshold is. Maybe it's 500,000. But he goes and I don't know if there's a website that actually tracks this stuff or not, like historically. But if you look at his spreadsheet, there's quite a few RPGs that do over 500,000, $1 million. A few, not, I don't know what the percentage is out of all the RPG Kickstarters. It's probably a pretty small amount. But if I was like, I don't know, Cobalt Press, maybe, I would go there and say, look, we've had X amount of Kickstarters. The lowest one we ever did was maybe $250,000, maybe $50,000. But our average is this. And now we're going to do Tales of the Valiant. And we don't want to pay you for all that dollar amount. Like, we're not going to pay the normal fees. We're going to want to negotiate. Because when you're doing $1 million on Kickstarter, I would imagine you have to have some leverage, wouldn't you? Like if you just say, we're going to go to BackerKit, we're going to go to Indiegogo. The only problem is I don't know if they would find, like who, the leverage is, who would budge? Would Kickstarter say, yeah, we hear you, Cobalt Press, but we don't think you can do as much on the other platforms. So if you want to go ahead and do that, go crazy, good luck. We'll see you on the next one. So it is interesting to see that, and then what does this exclusivity mean to Steamforged? I got to imagine that there's something on that end of Kickstarter where they're giving, right? They got to be caving a little bit. But we are talking about 20 million British pounds, which is more than 20 million US dollars. So yeah. And Todd says, considering there's competition in crowdfunding platforms now, it makes sense to sign exclusive deals to ensure high-profile campaigns and help maintain customer engagement and maintenance. Right. But what does that mean as far as an exclusivity? What is a group going to get out of it? Monty Cook Games has done some pretty big ones. But Monty Cook's also signed on to BackerKit for a couple of those exclusive, I think. As a matter of fact, when BackerKit was we covered this one Saturday, when BackerKit was starting to say, hey, we're going to do our own crowdfunding platform. We're tired of doing like the back end of Kickstarter, so we're going to do our own. They signed up, a handful, probably 2 handfuls of Kickstarters that were going to happen. And one of them was Monty Cook Games from the tabletop side. So yeah. And I don't remember what it ended up funding at. I'm sure it was pretty prevalent. It's also very interesting to understand if you took all the numbers, you got to think like some of the Indiegogo ones are always performing lower than Kickstarter. It's like just my gut feeling. And Steamforge gets a better rate than the average campaign. They get to keep a bit more money while Kickstarter gets the bragging rights. Yeah, says Todd Crapper for sure. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting as the landscape of the RPG industry ebbs and flows. Kickstarter only charges their business model because their business model is threatened. Changes, not charges, changes. That's an important word mishap on my end. Kickstarter only changes their business model because their business model is threatened, says Chris. Yeah. Side note, I also read a little bit about Kickstarter and like Kickstarter itself because it was talking about how it is, it's filed under a community beneficial platform or community beneficial company. It's not a 501c or 503c or whatever it is, nonprofit. It's something about benefiting, like it's a very special classification, and somebody's probably more well-versed in it than myself. But then it was talking about how they were going to unionize and all that, and some of the changes in leadership and what it is today, what it used to be. I should have probably bookmarked it and talked about it today because Kickstarter is such a juggernaut in the RPG hobby. Although that, we'll see how that changes with these other platforms. All right. Let's see what else. Pathfinder 1E, folks, first edition, and Freeport. 2 good flavors that go great together. So Green Ronin. This just came up recently because we were talking about Green Ronin's doing their one thing that was very pirate oriented, but I'm like, well, isn't it just Freeport? So it's funny. This is for Pathfinder first edition. So if you're a Freeport fan and Pathfinder first edition, this bundle might be of use to you. But the crazy thing is if you are a fan of both, you probably already have these. So kind of, check it out if you're interested. Matt says, I don't have a favorite supplement, but if I was forced to choose one, it would be Vornheim. Oh, okay. Well, then you are forced to choose one, and therefore Vornheim it is. Thank you, Matt. Subscribe if you haven't already. All right. You know what the nice thing about these live streams? No ads. I should probably inject some just for the hell of it. This episode of Saturdays with Sean brought to you by the new cologne Gamer Sweat. Gamer Sweat, when you need something to take to a convention, apply a little Gamer Sweat. Pick it up at your local CVS or Walgreens. And we're back. All right, let's see. Next. Fate has a Freeport book. Really interesting. Published by Green Ronin, I'm guessing, right? Free to download. Kobold's Tales from the Valiant crosses $500,000 with ease. Thanks, Andrew Girdwood. Who's in the Tales of Valiant Kickstarter? I want to know. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You can say, you can kickstart this. That is the most unappealing commercial ever. Well done, Sean. See, it's already starting. See, Chris is talking about it already. That's all it takes. No ads. You're literally showcasing new and upcoming products for sale. True, it is an infomercial. I'm a very bad pitch man. And a better host who didn't have their dialogue written by an AI sales rep. Hey-o, shots fired. It's Fate D&D. Interesting. Adam Ness, the only Fate game I'm in, we mostly spend it trying to figure out what happened last game. I don't think we've rolled dice in about 6 months. All right, so Tales of the Valiant. I haven't checked the money. Where are they at? Where are we at? It's going to be crazy. $100,000 goal. It's at $723,000 with almost 6,000 backers. Still has 27 days to go. So it's funded. I mean, it is so interesting to see this happen again. It's like, I wonder if like Wolfgang Bauer is like sitting back and going, just wait. We got to wait. It's a long game. Just wait. We'll put out some supplements. We'll put it out on Kickstarter. They'll do pretty well. They'll float us for a while. We've got good staff. We're doing good work. It's good quality. A lot of people like our Toma Monsters. Just wait. The big payoff's coming. Just give it a little time. And as he's thinking, I just need D&D to be really big, and I only need to be number 2. You only need to be number 2 in this world, because number 2 is okay. Because number 1 gets all the heat, and they have to be more on their toes because they have much, much more to lose. But number two, there's something there. Paizo did it. We could do it. Yeah, that's where it's at. And sure enough, like, these guys are going to ride that 5e train to Profit Town. So does Tales of the Valiant take over the 5th edition space? Because that's not going to be Paizo. No way. That's PF2E world, baby. Orcus Dorcas says, be sure to back the coming Kickstarter, everyone, is Coville, brought to you by How to RPG Designs. Everyone is Coville, yes. Thank you for reminding me. I'm Sean, and I'm playing Matt Coville. If you're looking for something new, then you want to check out Tales of the Valiant. Isn't 5e dead now? Matt. It lives on in Tales of the Valiant. So is it dead? I don't know. People are still publishing stuff for it. Sean, we should play that. And Lampshades and Revolvers at Gamehole. We should. I don't know I don't know what playing that is though. I don't know if I don't know what kind of game it would be. What do I create? Is everybody just playing player characters and the players have to act like Matt Coville playing a fantasy RPG? Tales of the Valiant, that is crazy. That name is not doing anything for me. Is TOTV all paladins? No, it's your valiant adventurers, and you're going to write tales of great adventure because you're valiant. Is it 5e or 5.5e or 5.75e, or are we willing to skip straight to calling it 6th edition? Whoa. It's not 6th edition. It's not by WotC. So we don't want to do that. You just call it 5e until we see the rules, because they're not much different at the moment, which is a good point. So having said that, going back to this article, you can go and get the free download preview. It's non-OGL 5e D&D, but not. That's what it is, Todd. Todd. Okay, Todd. Okay, Mrs. Lubner. Tales of the Valiant preview has 4 core classes, lineages, heritage, backgrounds, some spells, creatures, as well as talent and luck expanded rules. So I would love to see 5th edition, right? 5th edition, Tales of the Valiant, and then Pathfinder 2, like all right next to each other. Although Pathfinder 2 is probably quite a bit different. But even just like Pathfinder 1st edition, 5th edition, D&D, Tales of the Valiant. And you guys wonder why I'm like sour on fantasy games. Like, what? I am. Am I sour? I don't know. Maybe that's strong. Say it's some super deluxe levels with some alternate covers, slipcases. $48 will get you like all the PDFs, Monster Vault, Player's Guide, Alpha Release, playtest packets, previews, yada, 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 yada. So if you're not in on that, there you go. But I mostly brought it up because of the kickstarts or the quick start stuff. You could kind of look at it and see what it's about. Okay. All right, Kelly, I think posted this thing. I thought I'm kind of interested. I don't know, kind of. So this is the ultimate Game Master screen, customizable and affordable. If you don't like GM screens, this is not for you. I kind of like them. This is kind of an interesting take. Now, a $10,000 goal, and these guys are at $232,000. So it must be really interesting. How many have they done here? This is the first one they created, and they've only backed one, which is odd to me, but okay. Their first one. So they're sitting there like, I think we could do this. This might be something. Let's try to make this a go. Like, we're selling onesie twosie stuff, but let's really make some money and see what happens. What do you think is a good target? Well, if it's, it costs us X amount per unit, we get these add-ons and things of that nature. So we could price it at this. We'd make this amount of money. We could do it on Kickstarter. I think a reasonable goal, if we sold, X, we could probably make over 10K. I mean, I can't see us selling less than that. So 10K would make it a worthwhile endeavor. Holy shit, $232,000. Blah! So this is kind of interesting. If you want to check it out, it looks leather-based, but it's all hard. And I think it's coated with that kind of leather-ish cover. And a lot of it is magnetic. So you open your 3-panel GM screen, and then some of these, their magnets just kind of stick to it. And then the cards are also magnetic. So if you have, they're going to sell different card systems. So you could buy the system you want and then just post the cards in the screen. I don't know if that's cool. I did like the holder it has for the iPad or your phone. So it kind of hangs off the top or clicks to the side, and you can put your thing there. And then the binder piece kind of detaches, and you can attach that to the screen and drop a die into it as a dice tower. Thought it was pretty cool. I think some folks were talking about it being a little on the pricey side. Like $89 gets you the Ultimate Game Master screen, shipping not included, which includes the Game Master screen, dice tower clasp, 4 rivet magnets, and a set of 12 blank magnetic charts. But if you watch the video, it intrigues me, but I don't play. Let's see if this, I don't know if this actually would show me that picture. So I could, here. Look at that. I don't play a lot of face-to-face, but to take this to a convention, I think would be kind of cool. I don't know. That's just me. There you go. There you go. Hope these folks with the GM screen can meet demand. That's a lot of production per unit in their Kickstarter. Yeah. Have you seen the Aether Nexus Kickstarter coming on 5/30 by Absolute Tabletop? I don't know if I have. Is it out there, Matt? Aether Nexus. I think we might have brought it up. Is it on Kickstarter as a preview page or sign up page? There it is. Oh yeah, I brought this up. I've talked about it. Yep. Thanks, Harrigan. Yeah. Yes. So the answer is yes, Matt. I mean, I've seen it. I talked about it coming, but obviously it's still it's to come here. Mecha hack goodness. So there you go. Todd Crapper says, our industry is stuck in a loop. It's Pathfinder all over again, a different game that's the same as D&D, but different because of its similarities. Todd, you just described the pop music industry. Hey-o, feels like the doctor would step out of the TARDIS, look around and say, nope, we've already done this timeline, and then pop back inside and phase away. Yeah. But just think about it. Just like, we just need Wizards to come out with a game, make it popular, be the, like, take on the marketing. Like, they'll do all the marketing. They're going to get, you know, the game out there. We'll do some supplements. We'll ride that wave. And then when they change, we'll keep doing that thing and we'll be the company. And here's the thing, as each new release of D&D, it's got to be bigger than the previous one, right? So I got to think, well, I don't know about maybe 4th edition, but even 4th edition might have been bigger than 3.5. I don't know. But just think of like those incremental jumps. I don't know. Maybe that's your business model. Well, here's the deal, banker. I could show you, I could point to how this is going to roll. Here's our market research and our business plan. Can we talk about Candela Obscura? Critical Role is playing a Forged in the Dark drift game on their channel as an ongoing show, and it's their own game. I'm going to get to that, Chris. That has not gone unseen. Before we do, Free League. What would be this stream if I didn't talk about Free League? Free League. Free League. Great games, great products, right out of Sweden, into your home. Buy them now. There you go. Like, thank you, Free League, for not sponsoring this stream. Phil is all in on this. I know this. Phil McClory. Free League, The One Ring, Tales from the Lone Lands. Now for pre-order. No Kickstarter here, folks. No. It's pre-order. 5e adaptations, Tales from Iridor and Ruins of Iridor, also available for pre-order with PDF access. I do not have this game. I know some people really, really enjoy it. So there you go. If you're interested. If you're tied into the Free League ecosystem and are a Free League Borg like I am, then you know about this. Although I don't have this game. Look at that pencil art, huh? It's fantastic. Maybe I need to do it. Ruins of the Lost Realm. Yeah, I don't know. Like fantasy games. What am I doing? There it is. Phil speaks up. Pre-ordered. Have started reading the PDF. Boom. Had some interesting locations for sure. Yeah. I'm not, I guess my whole thing with, I've never played a Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, I mean, other than D&D. I've never played a Tolkien based game. I've never played The One Ring. I've never played MERP. I've never played Tales from Middle Earth, whatever the one 5th edition was. I'll add it to your gaming moot, Phil says. That would be awesome, man. So, like, why Brett is not all in on this stuff, I have no idea. Maybe because he's a Tolkien guy. That's like, it's I don't know what it is with me. I don't know enough about the world. Like, I don't read the Silmarillion. I don't know all the history of Middle Earth. I don't know if you need to. So I feel more, so it's not a matter of me going, well, it's an IP and stuff's already kind of been done, but it's a different age. You know, what are some of the things the individuals will, like, it's different. I don't know. But I'll play Star Wars and not have a problem with it. Sean can't hear the ducks. Does Sean have Dragonbane? Sean does not. Sean can't bear the ducks. I can't. No ducks. Quack, quack. Rubber ducky. What is it? Quack, quack. There's a comedian that was really smooth that would say that. Quack, quack. Yeah, no ducks, no mallards. If I wanted mallards, I'd go across the street and watch the baseball team. That's right, Madison Mallards. I can't. And it says, I've never played The One Ring, but have read some of it and didn't make sense to me. If this is an MYZ engine, then I might try it out. So there is an MYZ, or it is not YZ. It's its own thing. Oh, it is. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Harrigan. So it's not YZE. It's like, what's David S. Pumpkins? His own thing. So if it's its own thing, for those of you that aren't plugged in to the Free League Eco Borg cube like me, their games that are not YZE are Symbaroum, native Symbaroum, not the 5th edition one, Symbaroum, and then I would imagine this one, and then Dragonbane, right? Gotta run. Take my pessimism on the road. Next stop, a trip to local museum to question their upbeat view of our relationship with indigenous tribes. Well, that sounds fantastic, Todd. Have a nice day. Have a nice U.S. holiday in Canada. So yeah, Matt, it is not YZE, but I don't know what it's based on. Phil McClory likes it. I trust Phil. I play with Phil. He's kind of got similar views as I do on 5th edition, I think. I don't know if that means anything. I shouldn't probably speak for him, but whatever. Phil likes it a lot. So, anyways. Good stuff there. I don't know if I can buy any more of those. Make time. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I did not get to this last week, but I figure I'd throw it out there. Did I? I don't remember. I should probably keep these things in mind. Man, it's terrible. OSR Beyond. Not D&D Beyond. OSR Beyond. Welcome to the world of OSR Beyond. Bring high-quality digital tools to your favorite OSR game. Seems rather, I don't know, like, see you, Hoos. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Have a great holiday weekend. Welcome to the world of OSR Beyond. Character Lockers, Campaign Manager, Who We Are, which is Quest Giver Games Limited, a Canadian company that has been creating TTRPG products since 2019. They've been enthusiastically playing OSR since it was the only version and have loved all the new takes on old ideas. So what's next? They have a wish list. They have a wish list rule set. They're currently hard at work developing Character Locker and Campaign Manager for Lamentations of the Flame Princess, Old School Essentials, Troika, and Blueholm. which is the Homes Edition version. I talked about that a while ago, saying that I had that at one time. They expect to have their closed alpha test for these features in summer of 2024. Once we've cleared those milestones, we expect to engage the community about what features we should invest in next. So wish list is like homebrew collections and creation portal, game rules for each rule set, marketplace for digital versions of OSR content, encounter builder, campaign logger and note-taking utilities, mapping utilities. Some other ones, wishlist rule sets, OSR and index compilation, Shadow Dark, Knave, Mouse Ritter, Into the Odd, and Dungeon Crawl Classics. So this will be interesting. So sign up there. Stay informed. I should probably put my email in there so I can get the next update. So you OSR fans. D4 Caltrops. OSE Encounter Activity Tables. You're welcome, this OSR, OSE segment. Consolidated list of all entries for my OSE Encounter Activity Table project. Includes all the monsters in the Rules Tome, or BX. By my reckoning, this is around 13,600 table entries. Wow. Ooh. I think I prefer this a little more than just linking to the tag or label. There you go. Now I have to sneeze. Maybe I don't. And this makes it interesting because they just did that book for OSE monsters, right? So check it out. Handy dandy. Add it to your RPG bookmarks for random guides or tables or monsters, whatever you got it, however you got it categorized. Thought that was pretty cool. I'm sure he's got more stuff on that website at d4caltrops.com. You're welcome. Get out of here, cat. So some of these I didn't get to last week. So these are a little dated. Starting to get back into the dates a little bit. Harrigan says, if there's one thing I dislike about retro clones style OSR, well, there's a lot I dislike about most of them. But these list of monster encounter tables are right up there. Oh, not a fan. Oh. Would have thought it would have been helpful. Free League launches an official Alien RPG Master Tournament at UK Games. So this is dated May 18th. So a few days ago, this is being recorded May 27th, 2023. I thought this was interesting because, Free League, what are you going to do? So Free League Publishing and UK Games Expo announced an 18-plus Masters Tournament for the Alien RPG. Competitive RPG playing? It seems so, but surely that's possible with Alien RPG Cinematic Mode where few characters make it to the end. Matt says, monster encounter table should be tailored to the location and the game/group. And what's happening? So this, I thought was kind of interesting. It would be kind of cool. The old days of tournaments, RPG tournaments, which did make sense to me from those days, but okay. The winners of these votes. Oh, will they vote on them? Wait, first round of the inaugural Masters will be happening on Saturday and start with 6 tables. So this is probably already done. We'll start with 6 tables of players making their way through the same scenario. And then the Games Expo will provide GMs, and at the end, each table of players votes for who they think is their best player. It's a sort of a collective competitive RPG. The winners of those votes all get specialist alien dice and move through to the next round. Round 2 of the Alien Masters Tournament happens on the same day but at an undisclosed location within the expo. What? Whoa. And a never seen before scenario will be used. And then the round is by Fiona Huat, host of What Am I Rolling and the DM's Book Club. So Fiona's round ends with another vote from the players on who they think was their best. That winner picks up a collection of Alien merch from Free League, including the core rules, the starter set, and the modules Heart of Darkness and Destroyer of Worlds, to which I already own. I would get all those extra ones, assuming I would take that tournament. So that is kind of interesting. It'd be interesting. Does anybody partake in tournaments like that? I've taken part in DCC tournament, kind of, but it was more like Dave Beatty was running one. I think at Gary Con, he does quite a bit. I didn't go very far, and it was more drop in, drop out. Any other tournament people, players? Interesting. What do we want to? Let's get to Dolmenwood. Did I talk about Dolmenwood? Dolmenwood progress update. I did not. Did you guys know this? Some of you guys would probably know if you guys watched the Norman Gavins. There was an announcement that Dolmenwood is now going to be published as a standalone game. I did not know that. There has been a great flurry of moss-clad activity at the Necrotic Gnome HQ. Necrotic Gnome is the one that puts out OSE. As the fungal spores settle, I felt it was time for a progress update. They're looking to do a Kickstarter this summer as planned, probably around July or August. Music, minis, and maps. I'm interested to know, like, if you're interested, great, in this book. I'm interested to find out how it's going to differ from OSE. The game, Dolmenwood. So, as the book that contains the core rules of the game, most of the recent work has been on the player's book. I'm happy to report that this work is almost complete and that the book comes in at 192 pages. The overall process has been one of the integrating the old school essentials rules into the Dolmenwood's player's book, fusing them with flavor of the setting and streamlining, clarifying, and expanding as appropriate. Here's some of the contents that he lays out, what it's going to be, your preview of the contents and the table contents, some of the next steps. Pretty cool, clean layout, I think, for the most part. Some Kickstarter goodies that they're going to do. Is Gary Con 8 or 9? Tried to do a CNC tourney once. They had us spend 2 hours at a con building a character. Screw that. Screw that, man. Well, if you're going to do a tournament, I mean, with the Alien piece and having all the pre-gens be the same, not all the same pre-gens, but they're the same from one game to the next, would make sense. Wayne says Dolmenwood. Spells and classes are targeted on the faith's magic of the setting. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, we'll put this out there. Caverna I don't see. Lekis is not in the chat, but it is a member, has shown up here before, and is a member on our Discord, and has something out there on Twitch. Itch. Not Twitch, Itch. Not to be mistaken for scratching your back. So if random encounters, if you're looking to add some excitement and unpredictability to your adventures, then you've come to the right place. Caverna Delekis has put together this booklet full of unique and engaging random encounters that are sure to challenge your players and keep them on their toes. Whether you're exploring a wild forest or journeying through a dark swamp, these encounters are designed to add depth and variety to your games. So go check it out. Do it. Like, it's free download. Name your price. So chip in. Here's an example here. Hostile encounters. Roll 1d6. On a 6, hostile fey creatures. The party encounters fey creatures who are territorial and attack anyone who enters their domain without permission. Forest sprites. The party angers a group of forest sprites. Spirits, sorry. Nah, not sprites. Spirits who seek revenge and attack them with powerful magic. I've always wanted one for Forbidden Lands. Just a book full of encounters would be great. And then you could probably do it by terrain. But I do like the encounters in the Forbidden Lands books. I like the richness, and they're not overly in depth and sometimes don't even contain any rules. The Insult Orc comic is a favorite. Let's see. What else? Okay, I think I can get into go in here and see if there was anything I wanted to poke around that was not EN World. Check out EN World for RPG news and reviews. Thanks, EN World, for doing all the legwork. Let's see. I got a question. So this is, I know some of us aren't, we're not playing D&D 5e. We have played it. We've run it. I mean, we're not as big of fans as Ty is. So, there's that. But I am interested because Planescape, right? It's like, oh, Dragonlance is coming out. Oh, Eberron is coming out. Oh, I am interested in I want, where's the Planescape? Where's Dark Sun? But good luck with Dark Sun. That's probably never going to happen. But who's getting in on Planescape? Who's the big fans of Planescape that actually would buy the Planescape book? Anybody? Sigil in the Outlands? They've got Tony doing the work, the artwork. Ty knows I'm giving him a hard time. I have to. Chris says I'll buy the Planescape book. I would never play Planescape, so it has absolutely no. It's not I'm not the target person. Matt's like, not me. Yeah. So this is the D&D stuff. Not gonna go over all of it, but the Big Bees presents Glory of the Giants, so that's gonna be a Giants book. Sigil in the Outlands, Planescape. Planar rules, locations, and character options for playing the world's greatest role-playing game in Planescape. Phandelver and Below. I am directly influenced in my RPG young years by Planescape. There you go. So yeah, then I get it. So this is the release schedule that's coming up for Wizards. Bigby presents Glory of the Dragons, which is all going to be. Yeah, Glory of the Dragons. Glory of the Dragons? No, they did a typo, those boneheads. It's Bigby presents Glory of the Giants. What? Double take. Anyways, Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. I liked Phandalin, and I haven't done the second adventure, but I liked the first one. It was pretty good. Planescape, Adventures in the Multiverse. In October. November is going to be Book of Many Things. 2024 revised core rulebook set. Vecna storyline. 2025 is the Red Wizard storyline. I want to read this quick because we got away from stats, and I think this is kind of interesting. The press announcement also included statistical information about the D&D player demographics. What am I doing? I'm not even sharing this. Sorry, guys. The D&D audience skews younger than previous demographics, with only 19% identifying as Gen X. You know why? Because we don't care. And 48% identifying as millennials, and 33% Gen Z. 60% of players play both in person and online. 58% play on a weekly basis. And the majority of current players started with 5th edition. For gender demographics, 60% of D&D players identify as male, 39% as female, and 1% identify otherwise. Interesting. I don't know how they get this. I really don't. But interesting, right? Oh, I've been waiting for that one. Excuse me. All right. Oh, no, Augie. You get down. Go on. Get down. Get down. Cat, I tell you. Let's see. Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster Project. So this is their effort to rip out the OGL, put something else in there, and tweak a couple things. And then they have new book covers they're going to apply to it. Let's see, the Pathfinder Nexus at Demiplane open beta. Character tools from Demiplane. New tools now available for users to test. Included a guided character builder, online character sheet with automated calculations, inclusion of every character option. Available in officially published Pathfinder 2nd Edition books, dice roller, 7 character slots, and more features. Darrington Press, the publishing arm of Critical Role, released a quick start for the upcoming Candela Obscure role-playing game. It's Obscura. What? Come on, EN World, what are you guys doing? It's a 26-page rulebook, spends only a few pages explaining the rules for the D6 dice pool system, and spends most of the page count on the setting of the horror RPG and the adventure Dress to Kill. The game feels heavily influenced by World of Darkness system, as characters do not have classes but instead have a role and a specialty, such as the 5 pre-gens Slink Criminal, Scholar Professor, Face Magician, Weird Occultist, Muscle Explorer. Each character has 9 skills divided into 3 categories. Nerve, which is move, strike, control. Cunning, sway, read, hide. And intuition, survey, focus, sense. Characters have 0 to 3 dots in each skill, indicating how many 6-sided dice they roll when attempting an action in that skill. Rolls can be modified by using drives, and some skills are gilded, meaning a special D6 is rolled as part of the dice pool. The full core rulebook for Candela Obscura is expected later this year, while the Critical Role Actually Play series started yesterday and will continue monthly on their official Twitch and YouTube channels. Anybody get this quick start? Also, if you wanted more info, I think I have it bookmarked, maybe. I'll have to double check. Friend Jared Rasher did a write-up on his blog. So, how will this go? Is it a gateway to other games that aren't trad? Lead game designer Spencer Stark and Rowan Hall. Additional game design by Christopher Gray. Hey, did not know Christopher Gray was involved. Christopher Gray, longtime friend of gaming and BS. He's done quite a few games. He did one, Temples and Tombs, which was Year Zero engine based. Very influenced by Indiana Jones and Pulp Adventures. Get out of there, Augie. Go on. Come on, get down. Get down. Boy, he's being a pest today. Tracy Harrison, Taliesin Jaffe. Interesting lineup of contributors. Love, yeah, he's good. He's good people, Chris Gray. So yeah, I didn't know he got Howdy. Didn't know he got that role. That's pretty cool. So there you go. It's going to be interesting. We live in interesting times. Caverna, there they are. Caverna. I pitched your random tables on itch. I did. Let me see if I can find where is Jared? I don't know if I refresh this. Let me see if I can find the review that Jared did on it. There may not be a lot to review about Caldera Obscura. Yeah, I didn't refresh. Here it is. From What Do I Know? Oh, I'm going to just brain that guy. Augie, I tell you, he is a handful. So if you want to read about a lot of tabletop RPG stuff and reviews, check out Jared's blog. So he did look into the quick start, went over Caldera Obscura. So there you go. Okay. Tales of the Valiant, we already mentioned. Dev team for Marvel Multiverse role-playing game posted a new update discussing changes to the playtest. The hardcover for Marvel Multiverse role-playing game set for release on August 1st with a retail price of $59.99 US. Let's see, 2023 nominees for prestigious Spiel des Jahres, which is Play of the Year award for tabletop board games, were announced this week. 3 nominees for the Kennerspiel des Jahres Enthusiast Game of the Year are challengers from One More Time Games, Ike, from Sorry We Are French. And if it's French, I probably even butchered that. And then Planet Unknown from Adam's Apple Games. The Kinderspiel des Jahres nominees Children's Game of the Year are Carla Carmel from Loki, Gigamon from Element Games, and Mysterium Kids Captain's Echo's Treasures from Space Cow. Here, I'm just going to give you guys the link. You guys can read this stuff. And it's on Board Game Geek. Oh, why do they do that? That site needs like a freaking overhaul, man. Oof. 1990s forums are alive and well. Embracer Group posted a disappointing annual financial report to shareholders. While the company's tabletop gaming holdings, which includes Asmodee, which itself owns the RP publisher Edge, did well with a 6% growth. Majority of the company's business in video games was below expectations. The news was made worse by an announcement that a strategic partnership deal worth an anticipated $2 billion over 6 years would not move forward. Combined with group or game delays and a weaker consumer demand, the company only posted $415 million in profits for the fiscal year of 2022. That was also a busy year for Embracer Group, as the owners of video game studios Take-Two Interactive and THQ Nordic went on a buying spree, purchasing tabletop game company Asmodee, comic book publisher Dark Horse, multiple studios from Square Enix that included rights to titles such as Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, and the rights of the Middle-earth and Lord of the Rings from the Tolkien estate. Lackluster financial report caused stock in the company to drop more than 40%. Wow! On NASDAQ. If you don't know who the Embracer Group is, they own a lot of companies. I actually applied to one of those video game companies that actually owns them. Gearbox. They own Gearbox video games, which also bought Lost Boys Interactive. And Lost Boys Interactive is here in town. So yeah, they have a portfolio, shall we say. Interesting. And they also obviously own Edge Studio and Asmodee. And my cat's beating up the other cat. That's fantastic, which means I'm going to have to go and bring on the intimidation. Roll for intimidation. Yep, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So, Evil Genius Games released Total Recall. And if you remember, they are the individuals that did a lot of D20, modern-based. The D20 system ported to 5th with a bunch of properties that they got. And they just put out the Total Recall version, PDF. You can also buy it in print, or print on demand, if you will. Is anybody in on some of these? D20. Hey, Laramie. What's up, buddy? Has anybody got, like, some of the D20 modern folks? Have you guys got in on Evil Genius Games? Which is the Everyday Heroes. Sean needs a technical difficulty sign like they have for Krusty on Simpsons. Yeah, for sure. Have a cat screaming as it's on pause. Let's see. Like I'm bringing this up. I had to kind of laugh. Okay. so roll the impossible. Custom dice are here. Now, I am a fan of Roll. I just threw him a few bucks for Star Trek Adventures. I was not overwhelmed, let's say. I'm interested to find out how, because they had a huge cash injection like venture capitalists gave him like a few $1 million, I think. I don't know. It's a good VTT. If you haven't used Roll, it is very much probably helpful with quite a few indie games, for sure. This kind of was Roll the Impossible Custom. I'm like, oh, so Roll, like dice, they don't have 3D dice that go across the table. Like I think D&D Beyond probably did at one point, implemented it before Wizards bought them, which I'm still sure is in place. For Foundry has 3D dice, Dice So Nice module. Roll20, you can enable 3D dice to kind of go across your screen. And with some of those, you can change the dice color and type and stuff. So I'm like, oh, Roll, because Roll doesn't have dice at all. Like it was just click a button, click the dice icon, random number generator, boom. So I thought, hey, yeah, not so much. So embrace unlimited play with custom dice. Available today. Free for everyone. You can create any dice of any size from 2 to 999. So you can create like the button to be of any dice type or any die type, like custom die type. And then add that to your sheet, like that you're going to build for characters. That's what they're talking about. So you could, for DCC, apparently, I didn't know you couldn't do this, but so for like games like DCC, you could get the steps. So it is good for creating your own character sheets. Sean Idiot thought it was like, oh, you connect. They got 3D dice that you can now roll and pick the different colors, and not so much that, but the mechanic piece. So it's good in that regard, as like Caverna alludes to. So if you want to put a DCC character sheet in there and you wanted somebody to say, okay, give me a D7 roll, you could have that dice chain added. Yeah. So there you go. I was like, oh, it's that, not the, okay. That being said, I'm not sure if I like the stripped down version of Forged in the Dark they're using for Candela Obscura, but at least that's something different. Chris is on Candela still. All right. So there's that. News. Delta Green, hey, because I mean, this is this. I mean, kind of. I mean, you guys are signing up for this, right? Like, so I may check this out. I don't know. Delta Green doesn't have a lot to the, like, as for a VTT, I don't think it has a huge amount of overhead that you would need. Like, there's not a lot of chits flowing around. There's not a lot of subsystems necessarily to VTT eyes, if you will. But they are on Roll20 now in the marketplace. So you get the complete rules for conducting investigations, overcoming crises, fighting for your life, and watching your sanity slip away. Complete rules for character creation. 6 characters ready to play. I don't know if they give you last need to know. Or last things last. But it is out there on Roll20. So it would be interesting to see what the character sheet looks like. I don't know if I wouldn't want to port. I don't know if it would be enough for me to move from Foundry to Roll20. But obviously they're going with Roll20 right now. So we'll see. For those that are Delta Green fans like me. So there you go. Yeah. This I thought was interesting. This has been brought up before on the stream. It was kickstarted successfully. Another virtual tabletop, but it's not another one. It's not new. Like this this has been brought up before, but this is the Mirrorscape open license. So here's the claim. Mirrorscape's open license rival to D&D's virtual tabletop, wants to be the Apple of VTTs. I'm not quite sure what that means, unless they're saying, I think I know what they're saying. In this article, so the open beta is next month. So we brought this up. This is the one that Joe Manganiello is like the creative director for him. So he's involved. He had some videos on there. Like, it's great. It's like, I think it's AR, augmented reality. And what they mean by being the Apple of VTTs is that they're partnering with, let's see, they're partnering with a bunch of places like Dwarven Forge, maybe was it Fat Dragon Games. So Fat Dragon Games does a lot of the cardboard stuff that you can buy and put together. Reaper's Minis and Norse Foundry, allowing players to use the same pieces in real life and on screen, as well as digitized products from established companies such as these. Everyday users will be able to create custom 3D maps, campaigns, adventures, as well as virtual accessories such as dice and miniatures, and offer them for sale via a dedicated marketplace. So we shall see how this, and it's tablet. Mirrorscape believes it's the level of freedom that will allow its platform to stand out against the likes of the official D&D virtual tabletop, which is due to launch a playtest later this year. D&D will unsurprisingly be supported by Mirrorscape. The platform as a whole will be open license, allowing any RPG to be supported, including homebrew rules. Yeah, the VTT. Yeah, the interesting times. What? So you can't. So Laramie says the Apple of VTT. So you can't repair or change it on your own and have to pay a licensee to do any changes or repairs. That's hardware, buddy. Think marketplace. Think app store. Think all ecosystem. Not hardware, dude. I think this might have legs. I don't say that for a lot of ATTs, but I think this might have legs. Maybe. I say maybe only because it's still an in-person app. I know he's dissing Apple. I'll tell you what. I'm all Apple. I don't care. I try to make a living off of Windows white boxes. I was the guy that never understood people that bought Apple for twice the price until I got my first MacBook. And then I'm like, I just can't with anything else. I just can't. But this website, Dicebreaker, you're killing me. I think I only say this because I don't know. It depends on how quick you need to set things up. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for you. But I look at virtual tabletops and say, what are the differences between them, and not even virtual tabletops, the gaming experience. What does that look like besides pen, paper, and dice and books at a table playing together like we did in the 80s? It's not the 80s. Shocker, surprise. It's not the 1980s anymore. So what does that mean for tabletop gaming? For you, maybe nothing. It's the 80s forever until death do us part, right? But is it the virtual tabletop? I don't think so. Like right now, I'm using Zoom. People are using Discord. Some are using the audio video in the VTT of their choice. Maybe that works for them. Great. Is it 2D? Like, here's like the stuff on my monitor, grid, moving the token around? Or is it Dwarven Forge 3D? Or is it VR or AR? And at one point I'm like, it's VR, because if you can knock down the distance and play with anybody, that's what online playing allows. You don't need people in your town to play games. Bonus. And as a matter of fact, Prenzlau was here last week, and he hit me up after the show, and he's like, you should do a show on like playing online and not playing online, because it seems like there's a lot of discussion and a lot of people have very strong opinions about that. And it's still interesting on where this plays out, because the explosion of ETTs is great for many of us. You don't want to use one? Don't use one. How does it splinter how does it, I mean, there's plenty of games out there that would not need to take advantage of ETT. And so what are the obstacles to being able to play? Well, I don't have a GM. I don't have a player. Or I don't have players. I don't have anybody in my area. I post at the game store and no luck. Go online. Well, okay, you go online. Still can't find anybody local. I want to play local. If I want to play local, I can't because I can't find anybody. So I got to play online. Okay, great. So if you're going to play online, what is the experience that you want as a role-playing gamer online? And what does that look like? So I said VR because at some point, if you put on goggles and you look to your left and you look to your right, you could be in a virtual room and the person is sitting next to you virtually, right? Throw in some haptic, you'd be able to feel virtual dice, throw them onto the table. And as a matter of fact, not only will you be able to throw them on the table, but you can throw them on the table as hard as you want because they're not going to go skittering across the table because you can put up boundaries if you want. They don't drop on the floor. But if you really want the experience, then keep that off and then have people pick up their dice on the floor. Whatever. AR, maybe good medium, happy medium. Does this get surpassed in time? AR, you still got to be in person. And I never played with Dwarven Forge anyway. But Sean, would you want to? Because if you did, then here. VC, good to see, man. VTTs are quickly becoming the D20 of the digital TTRPG space. Ooh, strong word. Shots fired, maybe? Laramie, VC, 100%. That's my line, man. The D20 of the D2020s. Matt says, I'd like to see AR make a breakthrough for tabletop games. I think it would be really cool. Laramie, I used Fantasy Grounds when we were still playing in person, using the screen for one player and a projector for everyone at the table. Yeah. Adam. Good to see you, Adam. AR still has the problem of having to pick up your dice and stare through it. It's awkward. And Matt says, not if it's AR glasses. So this, and then of course, if you're making one, how do you make money? Okay, subscription. Do you buy it once? What are the updates? How is it going to evolve? Like software is always going to have to be, screwing around with that. You're going to have the hardware that's able to run it. If you're working with AR or VR, the glasses are wired? Are they wireless? Can they push the amount of resolution that's needed? Like all these weird obstacles. Oh, and then of course there's the marketplace. And then there's the people that play theater of the mind. May not need any of this. But even Wizards of the Coast, people from Microsoft, executives from Microsoft, some even being affiliated with the old Xbox. Like it's surprising, I think, and maybe it's a step, maybe it's an iterative process. Maybe since they don't have anything, the first step is just a 2D, it's 3D, right? It's a video game mimic, map, terrain, 3D, tokens, miniatures, 3D miniatures, being able to move them around. But is that now or yesterday? I don't think it's the future. They're using Unity. I don't know. We also, most of us, we're not the target audience. One, we're not going to be playing one D&D or whatever it's just D&D now, I guess. But anyways, it's just very, very intriguing, people. See you, Tad. Thanks. Appreciate you showing up. I think AR enhancing physical minis and terrain would be great. Ryan West, it's cool. It's portable. More than pile of figs and scenery. It's something I'd buy. Probably not. Is it something I'd buy? Probably not. Yeah. Here's the thing, too, though. Going back to the Apple piece. Steve Jobs was a big guy on like he was the Henry Ford-ish person, right? If we all wanted a better tabletop, we'd just get a better playmat. Bigger table, physical table, right? One doesn't have cracks or scratches in it. You got to have somebody that's like, we got to find something where people don't know they need it yet. Because you and I, many of us could say, yeah, this isn't for me. No thanks. And I thought that was VR for me until I put on a set of Oculus. It was like, whoa. And I was in the Star Wars game. And I was literally in it for like a hot 3 minutes, maybe 5. It was at some meetup I went to. And it was like, I moved. I could see my hands. I didn't even have to have controllers because they just implemented like hand recognition so you could see them. They look kind of crappy, but they were still hands. I could see them. And you could grab something virtually and then move this lever. And when you looked down, the whole screen, just moved down. You didn't see you saw your virtual feet. And it was kind of in a bubble of a spaceship. Kind of like think of the Millennium Falcon, except it didn't have the console up against the windows. So you could stand right in that little like bubble and like look around. If you have never experienced that, it's a little kooky. Laramie, sorry, brother. Dude was an overrated hack riding the backs of the people that actually did the work. Maybe. I don't think Apple would have been Apple without Steve Jobs. As a matter of fact, they brought him back, Laramie. Wozniak was not going to make Apple. He did the work. He was an engineer, certainly, but I don't know, man. He was the pitch man. For sure, he was the face. Yeah. I don't know if he was necessarily a genius, but his vision. You read a book on him, Laramie? Pick up what's his name's book. Interesting dude. Ryan says, I'm too tall for VR. It makes me sick. It is. It's totally wacky. Like, there's your senses get skewed, and then you take the thing off, and you're like, whoa. Some people will have a really hard time adjusting. I get it. I don't know if Steve Jobs was a genius. I don't think I ever mentioned he was a genius. The book, that guy that wrote, Steve Jobs, who is a journalist, autobiography, who's done autobiography, Walter Isaacson. That's the one. Walter Isaacson tried to do quite an impartial, he's like a journalist. So he followed him around and took all down his information and background and everything. Pointed out some of the flaws. Like it's not a puff piece. And he's done other autobiographies. He's a reputable in that world. Walter Isaacson has a good reputation for putting stuff out. And Steve Jobs was not without his flaws. I mean, he got kicked out of his own company by the guy that hired him. But I tell you what, it tanked. They brought him back. Like Apple wouldn't be Apple would be out of business or owned by somebody else. And then it would be, I don't know, compact computers. But the point is, Henry Ford, if they wanted a better mode of transportation, everybody would have just wanted a better buggy. So it's interesting to see this tabletop space tool set come about. Caverna says AR seems cool. However, maybe it's not for me since my current group doesn't even use camera. It's just over audio. Whoa. Nevertheless, I would love to check an AR TTRPG or tools. There's no RPG store close to me. Well, yeah, he had some alternate. Yeah, he's a hippie man. Thought he could use alternate medicine, which I'm sure just makes somebody in the health industry even go bonkers. Ryan says the work Apple put into design is definitely cool. I mean, people who know what an Apple product looks like, disregarding them making an iPhone not actually working as a phone. Well, not to get into that, like that's a whole nother ballgame. But I just think it'd be interesting to see how this landscape plays out. Because I think, Mike, what could happen is all us kind of poo-poo that stuff like, AR, VR, blech, no, don't need it, not me. You put those goggles on at a con, and you're like, what the hell? I'm going to go buy one tomorrow. Because there's probably one or two products that we might have thought like, I don't know. I guess I could wash my clothes down by the river in a washboard. Put it through the two rollers. What? A washing machine? What is this madness? Microwave? It's got to be nuclear. Can't heat food in 2 minutes. Some of us remember those days. In order to heat up food, you had to preheat your oven. I don't know, man. Matt, hit it. Matt, just wash them in VR. Boom, bam, clean. So it pulls the seeds out of cotton? This will never catch on. Right? Come on. Got to have a little bit of an open mind here, folks. A little bit of an open mind. There's a little side tangent for you. Moving on. So I usually wrap up in about 2 minutes. So I think, what else would I want to go through? We'll just kind of plow through. The news digest is done. That's all for news. Slow week, I guess. Kickstarters, we touched on some. Did I not bookmark RPG crowdfunding? Here we go. Print news. Did I do print news? Pre-order. I could do print. I don't know if there was anything for print news. Santiago Calvo, see ya. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you next week if you can make it. Hope we didn't scare you off. Let's see. Kickstarter Mystery Flesh Pit National Park from Gonza Publishing Cipher System. $45 for POD. 15K goal. It's 54K. The Mystery of Flesh Pit National Park is to 5E. This is a stretch goal. So looks like he's done associated with Alligator Alley, which is Espergenesis, third party for Cipher System. Check that out. Emporium of Wonders. It's for 5th edition. It's the $1,800 goal. It's at $39. 400 magic items for 5E. There you go. That's for Ty. I'm sure he's going to pick that up. He needs more magic items for his 5th edition game. Knave is finally on there because it's in the home stretch. Many here are probably in on that. Where is it at? $500,000. There you go. Not bad for a guy that teaches school, teaches high school or teacher. Way to go, Ben. Congratulations. 80 pages of dungeon exploring guides and modular rules to add to your campaign. Wow. That's just that. The rule is get a good following, do a decent first product, get a reputation, put out another second product and make it just as good or better. Explosion. Chainsaw wizards, headacomb creeps, and other ungodly bastards. Source book for OSR. $1,000 goal. It's at $10K. Need villains for your weird fantasy campaign? No, not monsters, but the recurring main bosses for your adventures to combat? 65 pages. Brand bad guys. Strange brand? Pages of strange bad guys to build campaigns around. Kong, Skull Island, Island of the Damned, Pacific Rim, Dominion of Iron. D&D 5th edition from Evil Genius Games. So these are the guys that I just mentioned that did the Total Recall. They're doing this for straight 5th, apparently. Or is it for 5e or for Everyday Heroes? I would have hoped for a game system it would say Everyday Heroes, but it says 5th edition. It's funded, $105K. Jeff Grubb's part of the outfit. And then I mentioned this last week. This is David Floor's like junior high module that he wrote back in 1983 or whatever that he's putting out there. $1,000 goal. He's at $1,700. He's got 2 days to go as of this recording. So, yeah, check that out. Osric and AD&D. Like awesome dot matrix printing. Fantastic. Gimmick Zero by Rookie Jet Studio, an original system core rulebook. 144 pages of giant rogue robots and the living weapons that hunt them down. Inspired by Bubblegum Crisis, Katana Zero, and Mega Man Zero. Lets your players take on a war against the machines determined to destroy civilization. $1,600 goal. It's up at $5K. Check it out. There you go. Yes. There you go for crowdfunding. I should probably put the crowdfunding news. Did I put the link in there? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Rolling along here. Enjoy your weekend. See you, Harrigan. Thanks for everybody joining. I'm going to wrap it up. Got to mow along. Catch you next week, Matt Stark. Yeah, man, by all means. Good to see you, Matt. Thanks for joining. Ryan says, just looking at that Mosidian Temple module makes me smile. Yeah, isn't it awesome? I think he's got like a pledge level of $1 or something, maybe $5 gets you the PDF. I don't even know. It's pretty reasonable, but it would be interesting to get it and print it on like lined paper or something. It'd be too hilarious. But yeah, well, it's been a good week. I really appreciate you folks showing up. It's been super exciting. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Give us, again, just a reminder to give thumbs up or thumbs down. Make sure you subscribe to get notified when I go live. Yeah. That's it. Caverna. Whoa, what's that? Uh-oh. Something moved. That is not supposed to happen. Why is that? That is wacky. Something is... Wow, my screen is not even right to show the... That is strange. Huh. Well, typically I would thank all my patrons and have them show up, but I'm not even quite sure what the hell just happened because I didn't change anything like that. That's really odd. I'll have to see. I did upgrade OBS, so maybe something got out of whack. Anyways, if you're a patron of the show, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You can go to patreon.com. There's a link down below /Sean P. Kelly. We'll get you there. But nonetheless, Your being here is just as much of support. If you would like to join the Discord, by all means do that, where a bunch of us from the chat talk to each other on occasion. So I find it, me personally, a little better alternative than Facebook. So anyways. Laramie, I didn't work because it's an apple. Hey-o. But anyways, do some gaming. Spend time with folks that you appreciate. Don't spend time with people you don't appreciate. And remember, be a positive force in the tabletop RPG hobby. Move, learn, and create. See you on the next one. Have a good one, everybody.